Hello, everyone. My name is Nerd Builder. I'd like to welcome you back into another episode of MineColonies. I hope you're having a great day so far. So we're standing over by just outside our player house here, and if you've been following along in the series, you'll probably see that this area down here looks dramatically different. So this past week, we did a lot of work on stream, but we also did a lot of work off stream as well. So I'm going to walk around and just kind of show there's a lot. So I'm going to move kind of quickly just because we did a lot this past week. And I'm really happy with the progress that we're making. Like these upgrades have been going pretty well. They're changing these buildings over. So let's head on down right away here. And let me see. So it looks like he's still chopping this tree down. So we moved the forester's hut back. You can see Maddox actually just finished taking down our former stonemason hut that was over here. But we moved it back and we kind of turned this into like a tree nursery area. And the reason being, whoa. Oh, the tree. Just on cue. The tree nursery. And originally I thought about maybe converting this area over here into like a tree nursery and having our stonemason, I should say, and our sawmill in this area. But we spent some time on our last live stream trying to figure out if we could make it work. And while we have the space here, it would be like there would be a lot of like awkward open spaces around there because of the size of the buildings. Like we couldn't fit another building, but yet they didn't take up like all of the space. So it would be kind of like, it would look kind of weird. So something that I thought about was clearing this area out and moving the stonemason and the sawmill across the way here, and also in the process of moving a courier's hut right over there. So that's ongoing. Turning this into a tree nursery, and we'll eventually continue with, well, first off, I have to finish putting the wall around here. I just decided to put a wall up, just like a decorative wall. And we'll probably put it like right up to here, because again, we could take this down so that way we can have two stairs on either side instead of just the one going up and down. And then we'll have to take out some of the stone, but also have some more trees planted here too. So I think this is going to be good. It feels kind of good to leave this like a wide open space. There's a lot of room here for trees, and we have a lot of flat land, which was the reason why keeping it here, just because we'd have to do a bunch of terraforming in other areas, because just to like, make sure that we have room between trees. And then I just figure like it's just easier putting it here. So, but as I mentioned, the stonemason, and which is right here, and the sawmill, we've upgraded both are at level 4 now, and moved them across the way here. We're actually going to extend this street a little bit here, moved it back there, so this way this will be a 4 wide street instead of 3. It's a little narrow in the old way, so this adds a little bit more space to it. And yeah, we're going to have a courier's hut here, and then eventually we'll redo this house over here as well. But we did leave some room in the back here. We have all these about 1,000 beehives hanging out here, and we do have some room back here. So because we did put our guard tower here earlier, about a week ago or so. So there is still some room back here, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with this, if anything. I guess I would consider, I don't know, maybe down the road, but it's not something that is needed like even remotely near term, is maybe putting another fisherman's hut over here, or putting a house further back here, or figuring something out just to develop it, because now that we have our tree farm over there, because again, our forester would come over here to cut down trees and that. So oftentimes you would see with these hives that they're just kind of like freestanding, because they would cut down the trees. And it looks like there's actually a lot of bees, because I'm looking at a bunch of them are full of honey. So that'll come in handy shortly when we put in the beekeeper's hut there. But yeah, so let me continue going down the line here. You can see actually he planted some trees over here. I'll have to take some of these down. I tried to constrict him. I'm not sure if it worked, because he went up there and cut down a tree up there, but I tried to constrict him where he can only go from the back right corner back there all the way to the corner right over here. I'm not sure if it's working though, and it looks like he's actually going up. So I'm almost wondering if because he's trying to pathfind probably to another tree. And of course on our boulevard we have some trees. So just taking a quick look. Yeah, he's going to cut those ones down. So yeah, I'll have to keep trying. I thought I did it right with the tool, but you know, I'm not sure now. So, but we did upgrade the mine as well. So to the new Caledonia style, and we maxed it out. So we're at level 5 here. And I was worried. I was the most worried about this one just because it doesn't exactly match up with where they start digging here. So let me just head down here. But it looks like he's done just a little bit. I'm not sure if he's tried to come over here. This is the old area here. I'm not actually sure how he would get down here. So he might have to take some of this up. But this is the old mine over here. And this is the new one over here. So it looks like he did just a little bit. He hasn't done too much. Whoa. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Should probably take care of that. All right, let's maybe put a torch down there. And then here's, yeah, so still the old mine right there. But yeah, do I have... I do. Let me just put something just to light up down here. We don't need anyone exploding. So yeah, so I'll have to figure out, I don't know, hopefully he didn't die. I didn't get a notification, I don't believe. But yeah, so I was kind of nervous about this one. I think it's mostly worked out. I mean, the progress has been slow so far, and I'm sure it's just something that we'll have to see. Oh, do we have to go... Oh, here we go. Getting all turned around. Let's see, where is our... Yes. We have to move people around again. Okay, so he is digging out. He was digging somewhere. I'm not sure exactly sure where, but I also took down, just to continue working down the road, but this, like I said, this worked out very well, and actually moved it up a little bit to leave a little bit more room in the back so we can bring out the wall a little bit because of the bigger houses back here. But we're also going to redo this street as well going down, because we moved this out, and we're just going to have the sidewalks going up on either side. You know, we did the fisherman's hut as well, so that's all up to level 3. It's actually a little bit more condensed than its predecessor, which is kind of, it's weird for Caledonia, because I feel like most of the styles are bigger than the original series, but also just waiting on some stuff for the nether mine. Need to go in and get like some nether quartz ore, but I need a silk touch pickaxe. I thought I had one, but I can't find it. I might have lost it somewhere, or might have broke. So got to do some XP grinding too. On our enchanting table, there is, I checked, and the silk touch is available there. So I think I'll just have to do a little bit of XP grinding. Got to get up to 30 there. So I'll be looking to do that as well. But moving down the road here, we also did the blacksmith's hut right over here and got this all updated to the next level. I like this style. I like the way that looks behind there, like the blast furnaces with the campfires behind, making it really look, you know, really cool. And then with the smoke going all the way up in that, it's a very cool looking building. But the mechanic's hut we also did, and, you know, we did also the crusher's hut right here, and we also did the Fletcher's hut over here as well, our new Fletcher's hut. We still have a couple more to do on this side, so we're kind of working our way down here, and we have to extend the street all the way down here. And yeah, so that's all of the updates down this way. And let's go up. I do have more to show. Like I said, a lot going on, a lot happening here. So we do have some more upgrades as well. Up this way, almost there. We'll just go by foot. So we did the library before, but I actually did this off stream. I had a little bit of time and decided to do it. That we also updated this side of the street. So again, this is the new school, and I think, is this at level 3, maybe 4? So it's a little bit more of a basic looking style. I have to admit that I kind of like the original looking school like better than this one. Like I can't say that for many. I prefer the Caledonia style to the other types of styles, but I think in this case it's like the one rare instance. But also the Enchanter's Tower here, which again, like I have mixed feelings about it. I think that the original kind of looked a little bit better, but it's still like a great looking building. Like, it's very complex up there, a lot going on. And, you know, this is at level 4. as well, but also cleared out some space here for a road to come back so we can start developing up this way. We do have a courier's hut, so we're trying to move the boundary, because again, this back wall right now that's the boundary edge for this colony right now. So it should be moved back a little bit, I believe, with the courier's hut. I think it should have moved it back a little bit, but we're going to try to start developing down this street as well, just to fill this in. We have a lot more builds, especially some of our upcoming ones that we can try to fit in here, but also updated the cowhands hut right here. So far, because we don't have a double gate system, I know I talked about this in one of the prior episodes, a dual gate system, but so far so good. She hasn't let many out in this new style. The old style was pretty bad because she would let them out. You're seeing these ones back here, so these are ones that I let out when we were taking this down and rebuilding it, so I just brought 2 back into here. So we kind of have, it's a little misleading where these cows did not escape out of the pen. It was something that I had to let them out when we were deconstructing and reconstructing. And same thing with the swineherd's hut here, that's why you see all the pigs running around, that we did that as well. Also updated the guard tower. We have to do a bunch of terraforming too. We have a bunch of holes from like the prior buildings. The other thing I did over here though is I kept everything very condensed together, and the reason I did so, it was just to, I didn't feel like we needed any gaps between buildings, so everything is very brought together. So that's why I've been doing it like a street at a time, specifically a side of the street at a time, just to make sure that we're getting them at the same time so everything fits in, because you'd hate to have a situation where we did the swineherd's hut and then we redid the house over here, which we redid both of these houses as well. But it would be a shame if we did the house and the swineherd, and then we thought we had room here for the guards tower, but it doesn't exactly fit because of like it's hard to see the size. So that's kind of why we've just been going down the line and updating as we go. We have more work to do over here, especially in this warehouse. I've been getting nonstop notifications. They finally filled this warehouse up, and the culprit is our farm is now supercharged. We always had a wheat shortage, but no longer. Definitely no longer. Let me show the wheat. So 15,000 wheat and 50,000 wheat seeds. It was actually up to 58,000, but took some out and gave it to the composter. So they've been kind of stuck in here, unfortunately. Like they've been stuck because this keeps filling up. So this is going to be a project upcoming that we're going to have to take this down and also update this. I think I'm undecided about the third warehouse I've been using as a personal warehouse, like if we're going to keep it, if we're going to take it down, like what we're going to do with it. So eventually we'll get to do work over there as well. And we still have these buildings to update down here too. These ones, of course, like we rebuilt these ones, and then the composter was a new build over there. And we also have to do the farm. So we do have some on this side, and of course we do have the university to do as well. And I need to get some water because I can't run right now. We're moving, I feel like, very slow. But I'm going to show one last thing before we start with today's build. Oh, and also I think it was earlier in this week, it was either last week or this week, I put this fountain in over here too. So one of the first ones, I think I mentioned this last time, that we'll do an episode eventually on the build tool and the different items that objects and items you can build using the build tool and have them do it for you. It's actually a very nifty thing to have, so that you can kind of decorate up your colony, which I have a bunch more in mind that I would like to do, including a skating rink, which is I think like a really cool touch that we're gonna, I think, put back here. I'm gonna run all the way down by the bridge over here, going all the way down, and did some slight upgrading of our dyer's hut, but also missing some material there. So over here this week, we finished up working on the bridge here. So the whole reason for this bridge is just to make it easier to get across to retrieve stuff from our sugarcane farm and our auto sheep farm. Over there, you can see our iron farm in the distance. Theoretically, we could take the road all the way down there, because that landmass over there, like I think there's like a small river that cuts it. But other than that, like we could do a road straight there, but I don't know if that would be worth the resources. we talked about on the live stream maybe putting a runway over there, because we did build a cargo plane to essentially just be able to go over there with the cargo plane and pick up some items and then bring it back. It just seems to be an easier way to go. But yeah, I really like the look of this bridge. It's made it a lot easier. I've done it I've come back and forth a few times with our truck over here, and it's a lot easier than obviously like swimming back and forth or flying back and forth. I even put a stash box over here as well, so we could put some stuff in there and have it brought over to the warehouse. There, we have a gate system here, and I put a bunch of golems in because we actually had for the first time, it was an Amazon attack, which is interesting because these ones were you could tell from the jungle, and they were throwing spears and all of that. It was very interesting. It's the first time that we've had that happen. Granted, we do have some jungles around us, but for the most part, we've had pirates and barbarian raids. We even had like a pharaoh raid the one time, but other than that, it's been just kind of the two. So it's an interesting change up there, and it was definitely like a large amount of them showed up. But I'm gonna hop down here into the icy water here and kind of show the bridge here. So it's a little bit of an interesting design. It's a little bit more pointy than I was hoping it was going to be, but I think it looks pretty cool. That way we're not like completely blocking the water off. I thought about making this into like almost a defensive wall as well and moving this wall out, but then my fear was that the pirate ships would start to spawn in here. And actually you can see that very large whale appears to be stuck. He's been kind of stuck in the river, unfortunately, for the past a couple days. He was kind of beached over here, and I tried to push him back in. I thought he was going to go out, but he looks like he got stuck further upstream, unfortunately, there. So we have a very large whale here. But my fear is, especially in the bay, just over there, it's like not really a bay, but like the river widens significantly. I'm just afraid that pirate ships might spawn in there, and if we take the defensive wall over here down, then they're going to be able to like spawn in here and just run right in. So just kind of scrap that idea. But I think this is a cool looking way, because like I said, it's a functional bridge, but at the same time too, we wanted to make it look pretty and make it look pretty cool with like the different arches and that. So I think this worked out well. Again, we used cobble deep slate, and we used stairs pretty much on all of the bottoms here, on the legs of the bridge, and then in the middle we did the stairs as well here. So I think it looks good. Maybe I have to do some little bit of excavating in the river here, and actually this would be good because I see a lot of gravel here, which we need some gravel. But and we're getting cold too. Let me grab our fireworks. But yeah, I think those are pretty much all of the updates. So a lot went on this week, and we have a lot more to do. As well, as you see, we still have a bunch more buildings to upgrade and a bunch more to build. So we're going to be looking to do that over the next couple live streams, and then the new builds obviously the next couple episodes. But we're coming to a rapid end towards building new buildings, because we're almost at the end. I think we have about a handful left that we haven't built. So we're going to take care of one of those today. Here, we're going to finally do the Glassblower's hut, which this is kind of the precursor for the Beekeeper's hut, which I want to get that one. That's probably going to be the next week's episode, but I'm not sure yet, because just to have a reliable source of honey there. So what I'm going to do is, I see it's about to get dark, so I'll go sleep, and then what we'll do is we will go and we will begin today's build. So hang tight, and I'll meet you guys over there. Okay, so we're over in the area right next to our Fletcher's hut right here, and I think for today's build, we're actually going to try to fit it in right here, and I'm hoping, I think it should be enough room to fit. You could see on the back, you could see our mob farm back that way, looking like a giant like antenna or satellite dish. But we have the back wall, our defensive wall, so the border does extend beyond that. But yeah, we're running low on space in the south here without moving the wall itself. But I think for today, because we're going to be putting in the Glassblower's hut, and this is taking another step, because right now one of the biggest things that we have to do is craft windows, and we have to craft bottles at certain points. So I really feel like it's good to get the Glassblower's hut going so that way it can be a little bit more automated. But in order to get the Glassblower's hut, you need to have a level 3 smeltery there, which we do have already, or you can have 3 level 1 smelteries or another equivalent. And you have to finish the research in the university, which we have done there as well. But the glassblower's hut is where the glassblower will smelt sand into glass and make glass panes from glass blocks. For the glassblower to work, they must receive a request from another worker and have the necessary materials, including fuel. If they're smelting sand into glass, the glassblower hut must also have been taught the crafting recipes for glass panes. So we'll have to teach some recipes there. And of course, the building level will dictate how many recipes you can teach. So at a level 1, 10, 2, 20, 3, 40, 4, 80, and 5, 160 there. And it also dictates how many furnaces we can have. So it just rises with the numbers. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5 furnaces. So that way they could smelt things a little bit quicker there. But yeah, with that being said, let me just, I think I have a crafting table right here. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to plop this right over up here. And in order to make this block, and we have to break down a little bit more spruce wood into planks, and I'll have to grab one glass. Wow, we're already coming down pretty far. I made a bunch, but with all the recent upgrades, it's been flying there. But let's go ahead and we'll put this around here. And we'll take this and put this up top, and you can see Glassblower's hut right there. So we'll bring our build tool back down here. So let's see how big this thing is going to be. Again, we're going to be building in the Caledonia style here. So we'll make sure to switch this over to Caledonia, and let's see, under luxury. Okay, so Glassblower. So let's get this up to level 5. And let's see, I feel like, okay, there's the ground. Again, it's easier to tell with these ones because, again, they have the cobblestone or stone blocks around the edge. I'm guessing this is actually the front. Yep, right here. So let's see, I did leave a gap space over here. In some areas I've been having no space, but over here I've left one gap, so we'll bring it up. And apologies for the little stuttering. It's been doing that recently with the placing the buildings down. We're actually going to keep it on this level, so I'll have to do some terraforming here as well to get rid of some of these trees over here, but it should be the right level. Let me just double check. Yep, that's the right one. And okay, this is actually a awesome fit right here, so it doesn't really take too much up. We do have to kind of take this. I'm going to take these parts over here that these were put in as like for the bigger building design, so we could take these out so that we can reclaim some of the river can reclaim some of the lost land over here. But good. And we're running low on room over here, because with this, like, there's really not that much. Yeah, there's not that much room left. Could actually probably, and this is perfect because I think we'll probably opt right over here to put a guard tower in right here. You can see actually some of the fences, and you can see very faintly, it's very hard to tell, but just to the left of that, like the left post of the fence over right that way is the border right there. So it expands a little bit beyond. But yeah, I think we'll probably build a little bit more on this other side over here too, and then also look to fill up some other areas of the colony. So I think what we'll do is we'll put this one here, and then maybe like we'll put a guard tower in right over here. That way, if we get raids from the south, the southeast over here, we'll be able to defend from that tower. It'll give us a little bit of a look advantage, up in the air there. So let's go ahead and let's place this down here, and let's take a look at what we're going to need here. So at a level 1, not looking too bad. There you can see a lot of basic stuff. There, it's actually not too bad at all. So they should be able to craft pretty much everything on their own, which is good. It's becoming more and more frequent that they're able to do that, which is just excellent to see. But I think what we'll do is we'll probably assign this over, I think, to Maddox, because Emmy's been working on some projects for us over there. So I think she's still actually in the middle of one. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, we'll have Maddox take the reins on this one. So what we'll do is always with a time lapse to watch this thing get built, and then we'll take a look with the finished product. Okay, so not too difficult of a build, went actually pretty easily, quickly, not too bad, just had to get through the night there, but good. So yeah, this is what it looks like, pretty basic. I mean, again, this is level 1. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of level 1s in Caledonia, just a few of our new, more recent builds, but yeah, it looks kind of plain, but like I said, I really like the style, because as you start to level it up and get higher, it seems to get significantly nicer too. I think it's just a nice looking pack, or nice build style here. But let's go ahead and let's go inside here, and that's a nice touch with the, like, this nice little furnace or fire pit right under here. So that's looking very cool. But yeah, we could see the, what is needed is creativity and focus are the two that are important there. And let's take a look and see who has a good amount. I have a couple of students and a few extra people here, I think. Maybe let's go, oh, maybe with Van Gupta. There, actually, Van Gupta would probably be the strongest, so let's go ahead and hire Van Gupta. But yeah, let's take a look at what's needed for level 2. So not too difficult. Actually, it's pretty easy. It's very easy to upgrade. So again, we can get this up pretty easily and quickly, but it looks like we're going to have to set the type of fuel. So let me go ahead and just type in spruce. We'll do spruce log, and we'll do oak log, since we do have a good amount of those burned through. So we'll do those. You can see, you could set the recipe style here, their tasks menu. And then there's custom recipes, so crafting recipes. So let's go ahead and just go over here and let's do glass. Well, I guess that would be more of a smelting recipe, but let's do glass panes here. And that's okay, that's the basic one there, and we should be able to teach them that. And I know one of the requests we've been getting is light gray, so let's take a look and see if, no, so they can't do that one. I'm wondering, I guess I'll have to go back and take a look. I mean, I'm guessing then it would be the dyer's hut. Or let's see actually, let's take a look and see who actually does that, because I would have thought it would have been the glassblower, but the dyer. Well, it looks like, oh, the glassblower can make them out of those. Okay, so that's good to know. But we can also just quickly do bottles. And this is going to set up great for when we get our beekeeper as well. So let's go ahead and teach that one. And then for a smelting recipe, let's go ahead and put teach some sand into there, if I can get it in there. Maybe not. I'll have to, actually, let me see if we can grab some. There should be, I think, some sand out here. Yep. Let me go ahead, just clear this out, and let's take one sand so we could teach that. The JEI works great, but sometimes things like that will actually need the actual block. So let's go ahead and teach that. Excellent. So at least we get some of the basics into here, and then it looks like, okay, they can do the architect's cutter ones as well. But good. So that way, with the smelting one, we could take sand into there, and then here I'll see what else we could fill this up with. I'm guessing we can do, well, even some of these, well, it looks like, can he craft? No, so it's got to be the dyer's hut that does that. So interesting. Yeah, we'll do maybe a follow-up on this just when I see, because I guess that means we'll have to get the dyer's hut up even further there, so that we can have them do some stained glass, because again, we've been getting some requests for stained glass as of late too. So, but yeah, this is the first look here at the Glassblower's hut. Again, I think this is going to make an excellent addition, and it's going to set up for when we do our beekeeper, so we can get a reliable source of honey, which is going to be very soon as well. But I think we're going to leave it here for today's episode. Thank you so much for coming in and checking out the Glassblower's hut build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please consider dropping a like down below. It really helps the community and the channel. It's a great, excellent free way to support the community and the channel. Helps with the YouTube algorithm there. And if you're not subscribed or following, please consider subscribing or following. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Again, another excellent way to support the channel and the community. And it really does help out a lot. I hate to always ask for it, but it does help out with the YouTube algorithm so more people can find us here. And we do have a Discord that is open to everyone. The invitation link to the Discord is in the About Me section. So if you have a Discord and you're interested, please hop on over there. But otherwise, we'll be back in the week with another episode, which I think we might actually be doing the Beekeeper. I'm not exactly sure, but I think we're coming up on the last handful of buildings that we have to do before we have one of each type of building. So until then, my name is Nerd Builder. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.